Number 2, Trevor Monteleone, safety and wide receiver. Most inspirational person is Eric Berry. His message to the underclassmen: treat every play like it's your last and don't take anything for granted. Number 3, Matthew Morrell, wide receiver. Favorite inspirational person, David Goggins. Message to underclassmen: hard work pays off. Walking with his mom, dad, and brother. Message to family here tonight: thanks for all the support you have shown throughout my high school career. Tice Linder, number 4, defensive back. Most inspirational person, my mother and father. He is walking with his parents, his brothers, and the best grandparents ever. Message to his family here tonight: thank you so much for coming out and supporting me each game. Love you guys. Blake Kuzamano, number 8, nickname Kuz, wide receiver. Favorite inspirational person, my parents. They tell me each day never take it for granted. They inspire me to be my best self every single day. Message to his family here tonight: thank you for pushing me every day to be my best self. Thanks for all the love you guys give me. And he is walking with his dad, Tony, mom, Candy, and older twin sister, Riley. Number 9, Jacob Wilkie, outside linebacker. Favorite inspirational person is his parents, because they always do whatever is necessary for me to succeed. His message to the underclassmen: enjoy it while you got it. Message to family here tonight: I love you all and appreciate every one of you in different ways. Thank you for always having my back. Number 17, Brandon Hudak, tight end, nickname B. Favorite inspirational person, my dad. He is working hard every day. He teaches me new things and has always been a positive impact in my life. Message to his family here tonight: I would like to thank my family for always being there for me when I needed it, for always pushing me to do my best and supporting me with anything I do. Leo Medrano, number 20, running back, defensive back. Favorite inspirational person, my mom. She's worked hard to be where she is today. She's overcome adversity in many shapes and forms. She's always by my side and supports me in everything. Message to his family here tonight: I want to thank my family for being there and supporting me throughout high school. You guys have always pushed me, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. Memphis Stover, number 24, running back. Favorite inspirational person, Leonard Fournette. Message to underclassmen: play every play like it's your last and use everyone who doubts you as your fuel. Message to his family here tonight: thank you for everything you have sacrificed and given me. I'm so grateful to you all. He is walking with his dad, Reggie, mom, Suzanne, brother, Taylor, sister, Mahogany, papa, and grandmother, Fagans. Jacob Piper, number 28, defensive back. Favorite inspirational person, my mom inspires me to give everything, my all. She reminds me to appreciate each day and every day, each and every moment. He is walking with his mom and sister Julia, grandfather John, and grandmother Hayes. Message to his family tonight: thank you guys for everything. Thank you for the love, support, and making me the person I am today. Peyton Johnson, number 31, defensive end. Favorite inspirational person, both of my grandparents. Message to the underclassmen: your time will come, just be ready. He is walking with his mom and dad tonight. Message to your family here tonight: thank you for always believing in me and pushing me all of these years. I love you. Nathan Schneider, number 32, running back, linebacker. Favorite inspirational person, my parents. Message to the underclassmen: 4 years go by fast, but those memories you make last forever. Message to your family here tonight: thank you for always being there every step of the way. He's walking with his mom, Serena, dad, Kelly, sisters, Riley and Jazzy. Maximus Quiroz, number 40, linebacker. Favorite inspirational person, his dad. Message to the underclassmen: don't take anything for granted. Goals for the future: to become a police officer. He is walking tonight with his mom, dad, and sister. His message to his family is: thanks for your constant guidance and love. I feel very lucky to have all of you in my life. Will Swift, 43, defensive line. Most influential person is Angel from the Cypress Braves program. He was a major factor in turning me into the person I am today. Message to the underclassmen: enjoy football as much as possible. You never know when it's going to end. Message to his family here tonight. I want to thank my mother for all the time, money, and effort she has spent on me. He is walking with his parents, siblings, and favorite niece, Rebecca. Elijah Gomez, number 50, center. Favorite inspirational person, his dad. Message to the underclassmen. You're going to get a chance. When it comes, take it and don't let it go. Message to his family here tonight. Thank you for being here tonight. I love you guys, and thanks for everything you did to get me here. Raider Lopez, number 57, defensive end. Most inspirational person, his grandma. Message to the underclassmen. The time will come for you to shine. Don't let no one tell you otherwise. He is walking with his mom and dad. His message to his family tonight. Thank you for believing in me and being by my side throughout the whole ride. Love you guys. Kyle Townsend, number 65, defensive tackle. Most inspirational person, Mike Trout. Message to the underclassmen. Leave the past in the past and focus on your future. He is walking with his mom and dad. His message to his family here tonight, thank you for your support. Jack Rios, number 70, offensive tackle. Most inspirational person, my father, because he pushes me to be a better person and football player every day. Message to the underclassmen, understand that perfection doesn't exist, just strive to do better every day. He is walking with his father David, mother Nancy, and sister Jordan. Jordan Mora, number 73, offensive line. Favorite inspirational person, my parents. Taught me nothing is just handed to you, everything must be worked for. Message to the underclassmen, never stop working, your dreams will be achieved. He is walking with his dad Jose, mom Maritza, and brother Justin. Message to his family here tonight, thank you for coming and enjoy the show. Gavin Souza, number 75, tackle and defensive lineman. Favorite inspirational person, Ronnie Coleman. Message to the underclassmen, this is your team now, do great things. He is walking with his parents, Jody and Denise Souza, and his grandpa, Paul Souza. Message to his family here tonight, thank you for all of the support and showing up to the games. I love you guys. Aiden Montemayor, number 76, D tackle, guard. Most inspirational person, my parents. Message to the underclassmen, just be yourself, find the right group of friends, and enjoy the time you have left in high school. He is walking with his mom, dad, grandma, and little brother tonight. His message to his family is, I love you all and thank you for all that you have done for me. Jagger Thomas, number 88, wide receivers. Favorite inspirational person, Ray Lewis. Message to the underclassmen, just keep working hard on and off the field and see where life will take you. He is walking tonight with his mom, Kimberly, brother Nathan, and grandma Jackie. His message to his family here tonight is, thank you guys for always being there for me when times are hard and when times are good. I will keep striving to be a better man each and every day. Congratulations, seniors, Cypress High School football class of 23. Thank you for all you've done for the high school. We wish you all the best in life. Yeah.
Come and roll. You doing the game tonight?
Yeah. Mo's down there. I'll be up in a second.
I'll stop recording for now.
I'm Aiden Houston. I'm a junior here at Cypress, and I play quarterback.
I'm Elliot Lemonnier. I am a junior here at Cypress, and I play quarterback.
Memphis Stover, senior, running back.
Nathan Schneider, senior, running back linebacker.
Jesse Malden, junior, running back.
Joshua Brito, junior, running back linebacker.
Trevor Monteleone, senior, wide receiver and safety.
Blake Cusimano, senior, wide receiver.
Matthew Morrell, senior, wide receiver.
Jagger Thomas, senior, receiver.
Michael Hubbard, junior, receiver.
Matthew Baldonado, sophomore, DB, receiver.
Leo Madrano, senior, DB, running back.
Jacob Piper, senior, corner.
Tyce Lindner, senior, DB.
Bobby Castillo, junior, DB, receiver.
Bruno Calderella, junior, defensive end, wide receiver.
Kyle Townsend, senior, defensive tackle.
Rena Lopez, senior, defensive end.
Peyton Johnson, senior, defensive end.
Will Swift, senior, D-line.
Joshua Brito, junior, linebacker.
Jacob Wilkie, senior, linebacker.
Maximus Quiros, senior, linebacker.
Rocco Burdette, junior, linebacker.
Nathan Schneider, senior, linebacker.
Aiden Montemor, senior, tackle.
Elijah Gomez, senior, center.
Aiden Frazier, junior, guard.
Jack Rios, senior, tackle.
Gavin Souza, senior, tackle.
Matthew Fonseca, junior, guard.
Jordan Mora, senior, tackle.
The referee tonight, Diego Nunez, is preparing the second team to field the coin toss. The umpire tonight will be Tom Conte, the head linesman Colin Nesbitt, the line judge Jalen Dunford, and the back judge Mike Brody. Taking the field now is captain for the Valencia Tigers, number 21, Jacob Terry, and number 45, Elmo Nicole.
Go to the middle. Okay.
On the Cypress side, and the entire senior squad.
Me too. I want cup noodles.
My husband's fine, right? It's from
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cypress High School Centurion football. 9th game of the year for the Centurions, coming in with an 8-0 record against the visiting Valencia Tigers at 1-7. As usual, I'm joined by Coach Mo Patios. Coach Patios, what are your keys to the game tonight?
Well, if you look at the tail of the tape, let's be honest. This is supposed to be a wipeout for Cypress. You know, it's one of those things where whenever you come in as a heavy favorite, you want to take care of business early. Jump on them early. And just keep that pedal to the metal. Don't let up. Don't allow them to hang around, get confidence. Remember last week in that Kennedy game, it kind of started off slowly. Cypress finally got it together, but, you know, Kennedy had a little confidence going into that second quarter. Don't give Valencia any confidence. Just take care of business. Do what you got to do. Get in and get out.
Obviously, the Centurions want to stay healthy as well. They've already clinched a playoff spot, but they are playing for their 4th straight Empire League title.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about that is they can win tonight, and they won't even clinch a piece of the title if Queen Lutheran takes care of business tomorrow night. You've got two teams that are currently 8-0 on a possible collision course.
Cypress to kick off. Logan Kennedy kicks the ball to about the 7 of Valencia, where it's fielded. Return is run out by Keegan Munoz for the Tigers. The Tigers will set up shop from their own 25-yard line. Dylan Draft will lead the Tigers onto the field. The 6'3", 180-pound junior quarterback for the Tigers is athletic and he can make plays when given time to throw. Ethan Draft for Valencia is their primary receiver. He's the target they want to look to tonight. First play of the game, little QB sneak for the Tigers.
Valencia's going to come out in a wing formation, something I haven't seen from them ever. They've always been a traditional pro-style offense, 2 receivers, tight end, fullback, and running back, but they did a little wing action there. And I think it's smart because if you're Valencia, you want to slow the game down. You want to make this thing as low scoring as possible, keep it close, milk that clock. Remember, in high school, it's only 12-minute quarters, so if they can get some first downs and get that clock moving, that would be very advantageous for Valencia.
Draft split out wide in the bottom of your screen. Handoff.
That time they showed Trey action. They're going to pull the off-guard tackle, try to kick out the end-man line of scrimmage.
We have 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers from their own 30-yard line. Dylan Draft under center. Little inside give handoff. Not much of anything for the Tigers. Going to bring up 4th down and 5. The punt team comes onto the field for Valencia.
3 plays, 3 runs for Valencia. So early on, you can kind of see that coach wants to establish that ground game. But if you're going to do that, obviously you're going to have to get more than 6 yards off 3 attempts.
Oh, Jacob Wilkie came close to blocking that punt, or Blake Cusimano, excuse me. Ball's fair caught after the punt by Mark Sanchez for the Tigers.
Even though they didn't block it, they didn't get much on that, so that's a nice opportunity for Cypress. Going to get possession of the ball on their side of the field for the 44-yard line.
Cypress well into Valencia territory, starting at the 44 of the Tigers. Aiden Houston takes a snap, throws outside. Looks like that's going to be caught by a nice little pickup for Caden Hollenbeck, tight end for the Centurions, wearing number 23 this evening. Going to get the first down.
The tale of 2 different offenses. Valencia comes out in the run-heavy set. Cypress comes out in empty. So you can see Coach Feldman wants to get some points early on. He's going with that fast-paced spread offense, and so far so good for Cypress. First down on their first play.
Ball spotted at the 32 of Valencia after the 12-yard gain by Hollenbeck from Houston. Empty formation again for the Centurions. Morrell motions past Houston. Looks like a stretch play. Morrell's got a little room to run. Bounces outside. We have another first down and then some. And Morrell is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Cypress. Matthew Morrell.
So many times we talk about Morrell, his ability as a receiver, but he can also get it done on the ground. And again, great concept. They line up in empty to spread the defense out, and they, in effect, switch to a run play. And with all those gaps in his speed, that's just too much for the Valencia defense to handle.
So Kennedy is on for the extra point attempt for the Centurions. PAT is good. 2 plays, 44 yards, pay dirt, 7-0 Cypress, 9:08 left in the first quarter.
Adrian Hill, the outside linebacker for Valencia, came off the edge there, and then he sold out. He might have blocked that PAT because he was untouched. So, great job by Cypress certainly getting the point, but you got to make sure you get a fist or at least a hand on those outside rushers.
So Cypress will come back onto the field to kick off again. Logan Kennedy will do the honors as usual for the Centurions. How are you feeling about the Crean Lutheran testing game tomorrow night, Coach?
I want Crean to win because I really want to see 9-0 versus 9-0. Selfishly, if they did get that loss, it means Cypress would tie for the league championship. But you don't want to win it that way. You want to win on the field. So I'm all in on Crean. There's only, I believe, 6 undefeated teams in Orange County left, and one of them we're watching right now. Yep. And we could have 2 of them playing next week, so that'd be a pretty exciting game to go check out if it plays out the way we're hoping.
Had a little mishap on the field. Looks like Cypress tried to kick the ball before the referees were ready. So Kennedy will tee it up again. 6-by-4 formation for the Centurions, kicking from the left hash, bottom of your screen. Kick is low, squib type kick. It might roll out of bounds. Wow. Took a break and rolled back to the right, where it is picked up and fielded by Valencia. Jacob Terry, I believe that was, with the return.
Cypress caught a little break there because the trajectory of the ball was heading out of bounds, but remember, it's not a round ball. So if you get one of those lucky bounces off the end of it, turn it back inward. So that worked out okay for Cypress.
So Valencia will set up from their own 27-yard line. Dylan Draft brings the Tigers back on the field for the second drive of the evening. Quinn set for the Tigers. Throw outside, first pass of the night for Draft. It's complete. Over to Ethan Draft, who's going to pick up maybe a gain of 1, possibly 2. Cypress did a good job of containing him there.
Yeah, that's one of his top targets. I guess I don't say there's bias involved, but when you got your twin brother on the team and you're the quarterback and he's the receiver, at least you got to think they're on the same page more times than not because they know each other so well.
Ethan Draft, the wide receiver, is a junior, 6'2", 175 pounds. Draft had trouble with the snap, picks the ball up off the carpet, pitches the ball quickly, and it's going to be an actual loss for the Tigers. Cypress saw it all the way.
One of the things people kind of take for granted is that center quarterback exchange of the snap. You got to get it clean or there's no play, and we saw that in that last play. A little bit of a fumble, which led to a loss for the Valencia Tigers.
Bring up a 3rd down and 11 from the 26. 7:51 remaining in the first quarter. Cypress 7, Valencia 0. Twins formation again. Draft looks to throw. He's looking deep. Overthrew his intended receiver for the Tigers. That was Blake Frombley. 6'0", 165-pound senior.
Yeah, Braden Sostrom was right on top of it, the free safety. Ironically, the leading tackler for the defense, their free safety, but that's more of a thing of how aggressive he is than, teams getting through the line of scrimmage and making your safeties make all the tackles. But good job staying on top of the receiver and preventing the reception.
Valencia on to punt again. Matthew Baldonado back deep for Cypress. Signals for the fair catch. Ball is going to be spotted at the 41 of Cypress. Again, pretty good field position to start.
That's a nice job by the Cyprus defense. 2 series for Valencia. Both series are 3 and out. So far tonight, Cyprus is getting it done on both sides of the ball.
Again, empty formation. Let's see if we have possibly a design run here for Houston. Houston drops back to throw. Eludes one defender. Looks over the middle. Pass was intended for Jesse Molden, but falls to the ground.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Aiden, buying time in the pocket, stepping up, but just couldn't hit his target. But again, Valencia's only rushing 3, and I understand it's empty, but if you're going to give him that kind of time, those receivers, that can be problematic. So Valencia's really got to do a better job getting a rush on that quarterback if they're going to have any success trying to slow down this offense.
I'm going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for Cyprus. Houston joined in the backfield by Jesse Molden, who gets the handoff. Runs to his right. Pick up a gain of 1 for Molden. Going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Cyprus.
You know, Valencia, for as long as I can remember, loves to run that 50 front. 3 down linemen, true linemen, 4 outside linebackers. They've run the same offensive defensive scheme probably since the 70s. I mean, they're one of those teams that are easy to game plan for because you know exactly what they're going to do. But traditionally, they've just been tough to execute against because they're just so good at it.
Of course, they were coached by the legendary Mike Marujo, who was there for, I believe, at least 30 years.
And one of his understudies is now the new head coach. So,
direct snap to Houston, who takes it himself. Going to bring up 4th down for the Centurions. So, hey, nice job by the Tigers there. It will stop Cyprus. Ball spotted at the 50. It's going to be 4th down and 5. See what Coach Feldman does here.
Well, it's interesting. They went empty, but they ended up running a draw. And the problem for Cyprus was Valencia was blitzing on that play, so there really were no gaps for Houston to get through. And as a result, as I said, during a punting situation, it looks like Cyprus is going to go for it at the very least, try to draw Valencia off sides.
Well, it looks like Coach Feldman has elected to take his first time out of the evening. Wants to talk it over with Houston and the rest of the guys. Hey, well, we got a moment. Let's give our usual shout out to our brother JD up in heaven watching. JD be, I know he's got to be loving this 8-0.
That's right.
And Jeff Hall and Fergie listening in. Jeff Hall, is he going to the UCLA game this weekend?
Oh, I think he's flying up to the Oregon game. He's so excited about that. So we really appreciate the support. All these little Bruins.
Yep.
Do they get it done?
I don't know. We'd have to ask Halsey what he thinks about the Bruins' chances this weekend.
Halsey, go ahead and text us a score prediction, and we'll put that on the air.
That's a 9-10 matchup, too. That's a great matchup.
Then we got Kai Kozai listening in.
Kai Kozai. Super alumni.
That's right. My son. So they're lined up to go for. I mean, this is pretty aggressive on this side of the field. You know, only halfway through the first quarter, but Coach Philman's got a play he thinks is going to work. So let's see if they can pull it off.
Morrell. 3-by-1 turns into 2-by-2. Houston back to pass. Has Cusimano on the little out route. Breaks the tackle. Down the sideline. And is finally brought down at about the 9. After a pickup of 41 yards on 4th down, Coach.
How about Coach Feldman go for it in that situation?
Wow.
He obviously saw a play that he liked. He called it Armand Balake. How many times has that guy been a yard short of the touchdown or just been missed by a couple inches from his quarterback? I mean, this guy's about, I would say, 5 yards and 10 inches away from doubling his season stats as far as touchdowns go. I mean, that's how close it's been. He's had an outstanding season, but just...
That gain was actually good for 42, so it's going to bring up a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line of Valencia for the Centurions. Houston joined in the backfield now by Nate Schneider. Toss right to Nate Snyder, who raced to the outside. Going to get bottled up, but not after a gain of about 3 yards for the running back.
That time, Coach Holm came out with a 2 tight end set and ran toss out of it. And, you know, I like that formation against a 50 front because now your outside linebackers are covered by tight ends and they can't, you know, roam free or do things they might want to do otherwise because they've got a blocker in front of them. So it's you've seen a lot of different formations tonight from Cyprus. The 2 tight ends have gone empty, and again, that's going to create problems for that Valencia defense if they can't adjust.
You know he'll like to put that double tight end set, referred to as ace or sometimes jumbo. And this tight end, he's actually, for this set, he's actually got.
He's got 2 tight ends again with 2 receivers on the bottom of the screen.
Right, so we're going to go ace left. Houston back to throw, sprints to his left, gets rid of the ball, and finds his man in the end zone. Trevor Monteleone, touchdown, Cyprus.
Touchdown for Trevor on senior night.
How appropriate. Oh, it's only fitting you get Morel in the end zone first and then followed by Monteleone.
You know, Blake Balake had a big part of that drive too, getting that 42-yard pickup on 4th down. So the seniors for Cyprus tonight are certainly stepping up.
I think this is going exactly the way Coach Feldman would want it to go. I think to a man, if you ask him how he'd prefer this game to go, get it done fast, get it done quick, get everybody in, get nobody hurt.
Well, you know, we said before the game, my key to Cyprus taking care of business tonight was to get an early start, jump on them early, and just keep it going. So far, so good. It's playing out exactly the way Cyprus would want it to.
Logan Kennedy's extra point is good. The Centurions lead 14-0. 4 minutes, 16 seconds left in the first half. So Kennedy to kick off for Cyprus. Fielded at the 10 by Valencia. Keegan Munoz on the return for the Tigers. And he falls forward. Stopped at the 30 of Valencia. That's their best starting field position of the evening thus far.
It's amazing how fast time flies. I remember Balake as my quarterback his freshman year. It seems like it was yesterday. I mean, him and Trevor, of course, that was a 10-0 team. They're currently 8-0. It looks like they're going to be 9-0. This senior group, and we didn't have Morel on that team at that point. It's a darn good group of players. And how cool would that be if they can just get another 10-0 season under their belt?
All they do is win.
That's all they got to do, right?
So again, the wing formation for Valencia. Little motion of Jacob Terry in the backfield and then inside give handoff, but Centurions pretty much had it balled up. Looks like Valencia's run game tonight is inside the tackles. They're not really spilling anything or bouncing anything to the outside.
Well, they've always been a ground and pound team, and you know, I like the concept, but at the end of the day, you've got to get that push up front with the linemen, and so far they just aren't able to do the things they want to do to get big gains. But you know, it's sound what they're trying to do is just shorten this game, keep that clock running, keep that Cyprus offense off the field, but they got to get first downs if that strategy is going to work.
A ball on the ground. Dylan Draft had a bad exchange on the snap. Let's see who recovered it. Trevor Monteleone is motioning that the Centurions have it. Let's see if the refs agree. And the Centurions do indeed get the turnover.
Boy, and if you're Valencia, that's the last thing you needed. Already down 14. put that hot Cypress offense back on the field. They've got to get a big play here defensively, get a stop. Otherwise, this thing's going to get out of control real quick.
Houston in the backfield is joined by Memphis Stover into the game for the Centurions at running back. Fake hands off to Stover. Little slip screen to Morrell, who's bottled up nicely by Valencia. Got to give him credit there. Morrell was not able to elude the tackle of Adrian Hill, the 5'7", 145-pound junior for the Tigers.
You don't want to look too far ahead in the future, but you talk about the playoffs, and one of the keys above and beyond having talent is having depth, because this is the time of year where injuries start to mount up, and knock on wood, Cypress has been pretty good in that area, but you want to have depth at that running back. And Memphis is one of those guys, every time he gets in there, he runs really hard, and as you get deep into the playoffs and you really need that run game, he might be a key to Cypress having a good run and going deep into the playoffs this year. Keep an eye on him as the season progresses.
Definitely have a platoon system at running back between Malden, Stover, and Schneider. Wow, Aiden Houston just faked out the entire Valencia defense, faked the handoff to Morrell, who motioned over the middle, holding himself. Brilliant.
Remember, first play of the game was stretch for a touchdown, so Valencia has to honor that. So this time you show stretch action, pulls it, and like you said, the whole defense is going with the stretch, which made a big gap for Houston to get through, leading to a Cypress first down.
I'll say it again, Aiden Houston, the best dual threat quarterback in Orange County.
He gets a lot of publicity in the register when they rank their quarterbacks, and you're right, between his passing yards and his running yards,
well
he's having a
deserved.
very effective season.
First and 10, Cypress from the Valencia 17. Has Morrell in the back of the end zone. Morrell gets the foot down.
Oh!
Wow. That was a great throw, great catch.
Wish we had replay.
Back to Houston, I talked to him the other day. Do you know Aiden Houston is taking 4 AP classes? And he's got straight A's, and he's a member of ASB. I'm telling you, he's going to be an Ivy League quarterback. He's going to be an Ivy League type quarterback. I really believe that.
We know his mom is the principal at Oxford, so
Yes.
he clearly,
4 AP classes, straight A's. He's a member of the ASB. He'll probably be elected president next year when he's a senior.
I'll vote for him.
And he's the best dual threat quarterback in Orange County. Is that a guy you might be interested in? Harvard, Yale?
And that's just it. I mean, you're going to get a heck of a football player, a heck of a student, so... the one thing that's great about this job is we get to know all these kids on a personal level. Then we get to watch the play on Saturdays. That's the best.
Houston rolls to his left, hits Monteleone, who's out of bounds about the 2. And back to Aiden, he is the most kindest, polite, humblest young man you meet. He is just a wonderful human being.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few encounters with him, his brother. Obviously, I used to work with his mom. She was my boss for a number of years at Lexington, and just a good family overall. But back to that throw, rolling out to his left, did a great job turning his shoulders upfield, putting the ball right on the money. And again, that's really good mechanics by the quarterback.
He's able to square his shoulders up on the throw. So ball spotted at the 4, Stover in the backfield. Pistol formation behind Houston. Now he switches to the left of Houston. The bottom of your screen. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen as well, and it's give to Stover. Stover bounces outside to the right, running his feet, makes a lunge for the end zone.
Gotta give it to him. That's a typical Stover run. I just said a moment ago, keep an eye on him as they progress. He runs so hard and physical. When he's fresh, because they have depth at the running back position. You remember a couple years ago when they did the championship, and they had, who was their stud running back 2 years ago? Isaac Hurtado. And by the end of the season, he was just hammered because, they rode him like a horse. Whereas now they've got all this depth. These backs are still fresh and going strong. So, that's going to make a difference. And that last run is typical.
I got an update for you on Isaac Hurtado. I saw his parents today at the freshman game against Valencia. Their nephew plays for Valencia, so I was able to talk to him after the game. Isaac is going to start at nickelback for the University of Colorado this weekend.
Wow.
That's where the...
Good for him.
That's what he's evolved into, yeah. He's going to start at nickel for the Buffs.
Do we know who Colorado plays offhand?
Find that out. His father said that Isaac is extremely happy there. enjoying his time as a Division I
So
football
is he
player.
going in as a junior? So he's got 2 years?
I believe so.
I know he's at Fullerton, but sometimes a gray shirt and their athletic time clock doesn't start, so hopefully he has at least 2 years, possibly 3.
Colorado plays Oregon State this weekend.
Okay, that's a good test for them.
They will be at Oregon State. Back to the action here in Handle Stadium in beautiful Anaheim, California. Second down and goal to go from the 6-yard line for the Cypress Centurions, leading 14-0. Houston to throw. Oh my goodness. Coach, that goes into the category of things that I don't know if I just saw that.
I mean, it was a great throw, right on the money, and something you won't see that often is a drop pass. And it was almost too easy.
Wow. Matthew Morrell is somewhat dejected, but Matthew, no need. You've done some amazing things in your career at Cypress. But yeah, that's highly, highly unusual, highly, highly unlikely.
I think Cypress is in 2-down territory here with Feldman being as aggressive as he is with the play calling. So I'm still liking their chances.
Boy, Morrell would like to get that one back. See if Houston goes to him again. Good coverage by Valencia. Maybe a little PI there. Nope. Did not get there early.
Going to be holding against Cypress, so this might be coming back.
Monteleone was the intended receiver. So this is the kind of stuff where Coach Feldman's not going to be too enthusiastic. Drop touchdown followed by a holding penalty.
Right, you've just gone from 21-0, game pretty much over, to, now this is...
You're letting them hang around.
You're letting them hang around. Now, again, they still got a couple of chances to get in the end zone, but these are the little things that can make a difference. And that's a big penalty. That puts them all the way back to the 20, 21-yard line.
So it's going to be third and goal to go for Cypress. Ball spotted at the 16 of Valencia. Hey, say hi to Dave Lewis, who's tuning in tonight. One of the senior-most teacher at Cypress High School, our good friend Dave Lewis. He does. I believe he's in his 31st year at Cypress. Wow. He is the dean of all teachers at Cypress.
Sure. Well, who's number 2?
That's a great question. That I'm not sure of. Houston, little screen to Stover. But Stover's going to be balled up. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a horse collar.
Yep.
So Valencia is going to give that a yardage right back to the Centurions.
Paulo Gokole. What a great name. The 6'3", 225-pound linebacker sniffed it out, did a great job of recognizing the screen. Only problem is you got to wrap up. You can't put your hands on that horse collar, so Cypress is going to get off the hook on that one. Of course, that's going to be an automatic first down, so big break for the Centurions.
8 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Cypress leading 14-0.
Let's see how good your vision is. Can you see who's down on the 15-yard line supporting the Centurions?
Looks like wrestling coach John Lumberg.
He's always here, yep.
Athletic director Jeff Russell.
Yep.
And coach Mike Cobley.
Is that Belshie?
Yeah, our old friend Dave Belshie, one of the, some would argue that's the greatest basketball player in the history of Cypress High School.
We've got some good ones. MacGyver, Belshie, certainly.
I'd like to say hi to our another friend in heaven, the great Centurion, Mike Jones. Jonesy, hope you're enjoying it. Centurions are 8-0. You'd be proud of them. I know Jonesy might be a little upset about his Oklahoma Sooners, but
hey, you can't win them all, right?
Hey, he's in heaven. He's already won.
That's right.
Hey, if you're hungry before or after the game, don't forget to stop by Coach's Corner. Owned and operated by Special Teams Coordinator Terry Thompson.
And softball head coach.
And softball head coach Terry Thompson. Busiest man in all of Cypress.
I'll tell you what, he's done an outstanding job in that softball program. I mean, he's really, since he's taken over, turned it around.
Absolutely.
He's got those guys going in a really good direction.
I could not agree more. Coach's Corner located at 4756 Lincoln Avenue in Cypress. Give them a call at 714-699-1389. Talk to manager Efren Valdez, another one of the Cypress football coaches. He'll take care of you. Best food in Southern California. Coach's Corner, your spot before and after the game. Houston back to pass on third down, rolls to his right, no receivers open. Didn't cross the line of scrimmage. Monteleone stretches out. Touchdown. Cypress. Wow. You talk about making something out of nothing. Houston just stayed patient, rolled to his right. Eventually spotted Monteleone sneaking out empty open in the back of the end zone. And Cypress is on the board again.
One of the big advantages of having an athletic quarterback is they can buy time in the pocket, because you're right, initially nobody was open, but because he was able to roll out, get outside, and buy more time, Monteleone finally got open, dragging across the end. So that's a nice job by the quarterback, giving his receivers to get open downfield.
That touchdown is going to officially take place in the second quarter. It's almost as if it occurred in the first quarter, because it's only 7 seconds into the second quarter, where Cypress extends their lead to 21-0. So Cypress kicking off from the opposite end of the field as the second quarter has begun. Again, Logan Kennedy, who is a perfect 3 for 3 on his PATs this evening, takes the field for the kickoff. Kick is up and away. Fielded at the 5-yard line. Nice little return for Jacob Terry of the Tigers. Excuse me, that would be Keegan Munoz. Takes the ball out to the 22 of Valencia, where they'll start.
By the way, if you're listening at home, watching this on YouTube, give us a shout out. Text Dolman or myself, and we'll certainly read your text on the air, assuming it's appropriate. But we'd like to give all of our fans I should say all of our fans shout outs. So shoot us a text and we'll hook you up.
Dylan Draft back on the field under center. Little QB sneak himself. Boy, the Tigers just have not been able to put anything together offensively yet tonight.
You know, it's interesting because for years, Valencia was always a solid football program. I mean, I don't know if it's a numbers thing, if other schools are opening up and pulling their talent, but for as long as I can remember back to when we played, Valencia always had very good, methodical, hard-nosed football teams, and it's just not happening in recent years, and I'm not completely sure why.
They always had huge offensive lines, remember?
Oh, yeah. They were physical. They always had a good running back, a great run game, and it's just, for whatever reason, it hasn't been working out in recent years.
Little rollout to the right by Draft. Spies his receiver on the sideline. And looks like it's caught. Nice little play design there for the Tigers. Looks like the receiver on the play was Ethan Draft. It's going to be good for a first down, Valencia, and that has been their biggest offensive play thus far this evening.
Yeah, it's their first down in the ball game, unfortunately for Valencia. Didn't happen until the second quarter, but I guess they'll take what they can get, down 21 points.
So it looks like the 10-yard out has been the most effective play for the Tigers. They themselves go to a twins formation now. Draft a little toss left. Trying to get some room there to run is Jacob Terry, but the Centurions are there to greet him and say, no, sir, you will go no further. Second down and 9 for Valencia. Ball spotted at the 34 of the Tigers.
That was a nice job by the cornerback coming up on the toss, forcing him to go back inside where all the defensive personnel was. So good job by the Cypress defense being where they're supposed to be and doing what they're supposed to do. Did I just say a Benism, by the way?
You might have
I
channeled
said
your
that
inner,
and like, wait a minute, man. I've heard that before.
You channeled your inner Ben Carpenter. Nicely done, Coach.
Oh, nicely done. How about the edge there?
Jacob Terry bottled up, trying to run like a little stretch right play, but the Centurion's not having it. Coach Crooks' defense playing with some ferocity tonight. You know, Coach Crooks was a little perturbed by the performance of the Centurions last week, even though the score said 56-17. Defense kind of gave up some plays to Kennedy that really didn't sit well with the defensive coaching staff.
Remember that commercial where the team's getting ripped by their coach, they're all muddy and sweaty, and the guy goes, and the guy says, Coach, aren't we up 56-0?
Yeah. So,
Wilkie does a good job. Wilkie, another senior tonight, stepping up and forcing the poor pass is going to bring up a fourth down for Valencia.
Jacob Wilkie is a great pass rusher who I don't think always gets the credit he deserves. He causes a lot of havoc. Even if he doesn't tackle the quarterback, he's always disrupting their timing.
Well, you don't necessarily have to sack the quarterback to be effective against them. If you can get them to throw off their back foot, get them to move around, try to avoid a sack, that can be just as damaging. And speaking of damaging, Valencia just jumped offside, so now it's going to be another 5 yards back.
So, the false start is going to cost Valencia some more yardage. Going to be fourth down, and let's call it about 18. Valencia is going to be punting from their own 26-yard line. High snap. Wow, that's not what the Tigers really needed. Fortunately for them, punt was able to get away and takes a Valencia bounce. You got to credit the punter there for getting that away. That took some athletic ability that I'm sure he wasn't
that's the third bad snap tonight on the punt. And you got to think going forward, if they're going to struggle with their long snappers, maybe Cypress gets a little more aggressive and starts sending people to try to block that punt. It looked like they were set up that time for a return, but if they can't get that snap down, I might consider just coming after them.
And that's Mark Sanchez for the Tigers with the punting duties. He also plays wide receiver and cornerback, so he's going to be pretty much on the field the whole evening.
Oh, how about my man Sean Pfeiffer listening in?
Sean Pfeiffer,
my other old boss.
5'4". Hung out with Sean today, as usual, at Cypress. We attended
the great shakeout?
Well, we attended a very spirited English department meeting. Sean knows what I'm talking about.
Good times?
Great times, Coach.
All right. I've heard about those English department meetings.
Houston back to pass. Looks to Morrell. A little rocket route. Morrell's bottled up. Nicely done by the Tigers. They got there quickly before Morrell could gain any more real estate.
One of the things that's tough about defending Cypress is they have so many offensive weapons, but if there's one guy you're definitely going to want to key on, I would say that's Matt Morrell.
Munoz and Hill on the tackle for the Tigers. Going to bring up second down and 7. Cypress at their own 49, bottom of your screen, setting up shop on the right hash. Valencia looks like they're going to come out in a cover 2, kind of stretch the field here. See how effective that is against the high-powered Centurion offense. Houston back to throw, fake pump, steps up in the pocket, has Monteleone down the sideline. Monteleone reels it in. He's going to be tackled at about the 5. Once again, big play for the Centurions.
Again, Houston does a good job. It looked like he wanted to go underneath, but the corner pressed up on him, so he looked off to his second receiver, and threw it deep and did a great job finding the open man. And again, Cypress is knocking on the door. Real close to going up 28 points here, and we're not even halfway through the second quarter.
7:50 remaining in the half. 21-0 Cypress. threatening to score again as the ball is spotted at the 5-yard line of Valencia. Empty formation for the Centurions. Morrell races across. Fake stretch again. No, give stretch to Morrell. Houston sold that well. Morrell's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown.
You got a flag on
Cypress. All for naught. Wow, I'll tell you what, Houston faked that stretch wonderfully. It was hard to tell who had the ball or not. Good mesh point. Great job by the Cypress offense. Great play design. But it looks like it's not going to matter.
On back-to-back series where Cypress got inside the goal line and that holding call just really hurts them. They were kind of let off the hook on the last series with the personal foul penalty, but it's tough on the perimeter to not get called for holding because you're blocking those outside linebackers, and as they start to break off, you just instinctively want to grab onto them, and as soon as the referee sees that jersey being pulled, they're going to get you every time.
Well, on stretch, you want the tackle primarily to reach the outside defender, correct?
Yeah, and he's got to get to him and engage him and keep locked on. And as that defender tries to get away, you just, again, instinctively want to grab onto him. In between the tackles, it's hard to see the holding, right? But on the edge, it's much easier, which is why it's called more often on outside plays.
Flanker formation for the Centurions. Excuse me, no ace. Cusimano into the backfield. Little handoff. Wow, what an effort. Touchdown, Centurions.
There's just so many ways it can hurt you. There was another.
Houston calling his own number there, getting in the end zone. What an effort. Wow. Number 15 just showing how special and gifted he really is. I don't think it's too early to speculate, Coach. When they come up with the Empire League Awards this year, think about this. As Kennedy kicks the extra point to take the score 28-0. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Who is the Empire League MVP? Matthew Morrell, Aiden Houston, or Trevor Monteleone? I can make a case for all three of them.
Oh, man, I know we're on air, and silence is a good... Yeah, you can make... I probably, at this point, would go with Houston, because every play on offense has to go through him.
Right, through the quarterback.
Certainly Morrell, we know what he can do. Remember last year, he played receiver, he played quarterback. I mean, he did it all. But just this year alone, I just feel like Houston's really stepped up and been one of the top performers in the county.
Now, just to throw a monkey wrench in there, I'm going to remind everyone that Monteleone is not only a great wide receiver, and he's already scored 2 touchdowns this evening, he's one of the best safeties in the county. So
he's a two-way dude. And when they came out with their top 100 this year at the start of the season, he was ranked pretty high. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, you can make a case for any one of them. You might even have a co-MVP situation.
I think that might be most beneficial. I would, go 3-way. I mean, you could.
Tri-champs?
Yeah, tri-champs. I mean, you could.
Oh, you got to get 5 other coaches to agree with you. So we'll see how that plays out. That's the thing. Cypress having an outstanding year, but the rest of the league, other than Queen Lutheran, just for whatever reason, it's just Tustin is not the team they used to be. Valencia, Kennedy, Pacifica. It's just been a really weird year for the league. Cypress has done well. They've always been good, but Crane's the other top team.
I think we're going to know a lot more after tomorrow night. I'm really, really curious to see how the Crane Lutheran Tustin game turns out. That's obviously going to be, I think the winner of that game is going to be the second-place team in the league, and the loser will be the third-place team going into CIF. But I'm really curious to see. I think, looking at Crane Lutheran's schedule, Tustin's maybe the best team they've played so far? Or is going to
That's the thing. I mean, Crane, again, they're in a league that's really not, well, hold on.
Trick play for the Tigers. That's a little toss to Jacob Terry in the backfield. Toss pass, but underthrows his receiver, who was double covered anyway. So even if that ball was on target, most likely would have ended up an interception. So I think Valencia's going to the old kitchen sink playbook here, just throwing everything in there. Blake Trombley was the intended receiver.
Yeah, and if you're Valencia at this point, down 27 points.
Why not?
Yeah, right. What do you have to lose?
That's been the lone bright spot for Valencia this evening so far, is Logan Kennedy actually missed an extra point, right?
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they got to hang their hat on. And look, they're not going to make the playoffs. Their season, for all intents and purposes, is over. They got one more game after this. So this is kind of their bowl game or their one last big hurrah. So obviously if they could somehow pull off an upset tonight, that'd be amazing for their season. But you can't hold anything back at this point, so you may as well get
Well, interesting enough, you talk about the 9-0 potential matchup next week. There's a possibility that Kennedy and Valencia could be playing next week. See who gets their sole win in the league. Kennedy's got Pacifica this week, so we'll see what happens there.
God, I think Kennedy's going to win that one, right? I mean, I don't know. You're right. It's a tough one to break down.
Little surge forward for the Tigers. Not much going on.
Valencia went with the QB sneak. The problem is Cypress blitzed right into it with their two inside backers, so it's tough to pick up yards at the middle when the backers are coming up the middle.
That's just collision football right there. You're blitzing into a QB sneak. Going to bring up 4th down and 2 yards to go for the Tigers at their own 40. Do they punt here or do they just say, let's go?
I mean, what's punting going to do? Get you 30 yards? You may as well go for it. If you're going to somehow get back in this game or at least make it somewhat competitive, you want to be aggressive.
2 in the backfield alongside draft the Tigers.
One thing for Cypress, you don't jump off sides and give them a freebie.
I think that's the intention of Valencia here. Don't be surprised to call timeout. No, they run the play. And a little surge. The refs letting the play go before the whistle. Looks like Valencia's actually going to have a first down.
Yeah, they ran a trap and got stuffed in the backfield, but give the back credit. He kept his legs moving, didn't quit on the play, and because of that extra second effort, he turned a turnover into a first down for Valencia.
First and 10, Valencia. Little quick out pass to Blake Trombley for the Tigers.
Great of Sostrom again. Leading tackle on the team does a good job coming up and making that play from the free safety position.
Second down and 9 for Valencia at their own 45. 4:11 remaining in the first half. Cypress 28, Valencia 0. 2 in the backfield, 2 wide receivers out for the Tigers. Looks like a little stretch play to Jacob Terry. Not getting much, maybe 1 yard.
Can I get 1 too, please?
Let's call it 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers.
Service up here. A little Slevko came up, asked for some food or some water. Good kid, man.
Of course, son of legendary Cypress alumni and current athletic director Mark Slevko, and our other great athletic director Jeff Russell, both Cypress alumni.
Oh!
Some movement up front.
Gotta hold your water.
Gotta hold your water. You know, you channeled your inner Ben Carpenter earlier, and now you just channeled your inner Rick Penn.
Was that one of his lines?
That's a Rick Pennism, if there ever was one. Heard him say it today, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
So the penalty will move the ball back to the 41 of Valencia, where it'll bring up 3rd down and 14. Valencia, first time tonight in the 3-by-1 formation, very much looking like the Cypress offense. Sprint right for Dylan Draft. Thought about throwing, And gets out of bounds. It's going to be a late hit on the Centurions.
You're getting the ball back. He was out of bounds. And I get sometimes the momentum takes you into the tackle and it's hard to pull up, but you got to kind of know the situation, the down and distance, and really.
And it's pretty hard to miss when you tackle the guy right into the gentleman holding the yardage markers.
No, as soon as you made contact, you knew it was coming. So how's Pfeiffer liking life in Cyprus?
Pfeiffer is doing well as an English teacher. He's happy to be back in the classroom.
What level is he teaching?
I believe freshman and junior.
Is that the freshman?
I think. He's got some supplemental duties still. He's the 5Cs coordinator, which I know he loves.
Are those the guys that get like 2 conferences?
Yeah, he's doing that.
They want to say hi to our YouTube community? Slevy, you want to say hi?
Hey, we got Slevy.
Which one are you?
This is Ryan. This is a future pro golfer, Ryan.
Oh, the golfer.
This is Ryan Slevko. This is a future PGA golfer.
Made CIF last year in individuals and did some damage.
Shot a 71 in CIF.
What course was that? Los Serranos.
He was under par. He was under par as a sophomore. Slevy can swing it.
All of Lujan's training and coaching has certainly paid dividends. What do they got? You working to stand tonight? That's awesome.
Hey, well, we got a chance. I'd like to say hi to Eric Morrell's family in Oregon, Aunt Betty and cousin Jarian in Ashland, Oregon. Also cousins Tim and Andrea in Central Point, Oregon. Hope you're enjoying the game. As usual, Matthew is playing spectacular. Of course, Matthew, the son of Cyprus legend Eric. And we're glad to have you with us tonight. Hope everything's well up in Oregon. Hope you're enjoying the game. So, back to a 4th down for Valencia here. Probably just going to go for it. They're looking at a 4th and 8. Ball currently is situated at their own.
Well, today
we got a penalty.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag, but
interesting.
That's twice now Cyprus has bailed out Valencia. They could have gotten the ball back.
Down to about 2:01 left in the first half. 27-0 Cyprus leading. Valencia with the penalty will take over at the 29 of Cyprus, 1st and 10. Draft a pass out of the backfield. Ball intended for Pablo Bukale.
Yeah, you have to read that one a couple times. He's their middle linebacker, too.
Had him lined up as a fullback there. Try to get a little swing pass to him. Second down and 10. Valencia. Hey, make sure to stay tuned at halftime as we have senior night for the Cyprus cheer and song squads, as well as a moving performance by the Cyprus High School Imperial Brigade Marching Band led by director James Kirion. Another flag on the play. Checking into Cyprus on defense is Adam Costanza.
Join the band tonight is the Lexington Junior High Band. So, of course,
That's
Lexington is the junior high that feeds into Cyprus. So, they're combining forces for a big halftime show. So,
the Centurion Lion Brigade. This time, the penalty is going to be against Valencia, and it's going to move the ball all the way back to the 44 of Cyprus. Excuse me, the 43. Where they're going to have second down and about 23 to go. So dial up your best second down and 23 play here, Coach. 3-by-1 spread formation for the Tigers. Drop back to pass, little screen. Got a little running room there for the Tigers. Get some of that real estate back as a result of a penalty, but that looks like Jacob Terry. Nice little run there for the junior or senior for the Tigers.
Yeah, now it becomes a third and much more manageable. It's still going to be third and long, but that's a very doable down. And Coach Feldman's going to call timeout because I think he wants to get the ball back before half and see if he can get one more score on the board.
137 with a stoppage on the field. Hey, if you need any t-shirts, sweatshirts, any team apparel, uniforms, banners made, go see my friend Paul Lopez at Pilo Brown Industries, located at 6895 Oslo Circle, Unit F in Buena Park. Give them a call at 714-369-4273. That's Pilo Brown Industries for all of your uniform, t-shirt, sweatshirt, and banner needs. So, short timeout for the Centurions there. I think you're right. Coach Feldman just wanted to stop the clock to give himself the best opportunity to get the ball back in offense. As we're looking at a 3rd down and 14 for the Tigers, ball spotted at the 34 of Cypress. Again, 3-by-1 formation. Throw over the middle from Draft. Intended receiver on the play was Blake Trombley. Ball thrown slightly ahead of him. Bring up 4th down for the Tigers. Obviously, they're going for it here, Coach.
And if you're Cypress, no penalties. Know the down in the distance. The quarterback has been struggling all night. I don't think he's going to find a wide open receiver. Just no late hits, no pass interference. Don't bail him out.
Two-by-2 formation. Draft. Oh my goodness. Rocco Burdett jumped, Coach.
I mean, he was going to be blitzing, so you got a little too excited there. But again, Cypress is making things easier for Valencia. They're still going to have to convert a 4th and 9, but that's a lot easier than 4th and 14.
So Rocco comes out into the game for the Centurions is Josh Brito, the 5'8", 180-pound junior for the Centurions. Part of the Brito family, the legendary Brito family. Wow, Draft had his brother open there, but just underthrew the ball.
Yeah, it's because he's throwing off his back foot. The pressure by the defensive line forced him to back up a little bit, just enough that he couldn't step into his throw and get that ball where he needs to be.
So Cypress to take over on downs with 1:28 left in the first half.
Coach Feldman still has 1 timeout to work with, so plenty of time and a timeout.
Cypress will begin this drive at their own 28-yard line. Empty formation again for the Centurions. This is the most I've seen Cypress run empty that I can recall in recent memory. Houston back to pass. Throws out to his left. Ball is caught. No, incomplete to Morrell. 2nd and 10. Well, do you air it out here, Coach?
Yeah, well,
something deep.
The speed and the talent, the skill position Cypress has, you got plenty of time to move the ball down the field. Like you said, they've been running pretty much empty all night long, which is tough for defense because when you got that many eligible receivers spread out, you're going to have some one-on-one matchups, and certainly Cypress has the personnel to take advantage of those matchups.
3-by-1 formation with Hollenbeck, the tight end, into the game. Houston rolls to his right, looking to throw. Looks way down the field, has a receiver. It's Monteleone. Can't quite get to it. He's asking for a flag. The referee says, "I saw nothing, son. Go back to your huddle."
Yeah, and that was the right read. He was open. He was just off just a little bit. But, Valencia is only rushing 3, which is giving Houston the time he needs. The problem is that means they're dropping 8, so you've got a lot of defenders covering. So even though it's one-on-one, you've still got a lot of safety help over the top. So those deep routes, they're going to be tougher to complete.
3rd down and 10 for Cyprus. 1:12 remaining in the first half, leading 27-0. Houston gets his directions from Coach Feldman.
Pfeiffer, man, that guy's a crack up.
Houston back to pass. Tries to direct some traffic and then decides to run it himself. And boy, he's got some room. Still on his feet. Houston down the left side. Still on his feet. Aiden Houston.
You know, one of the drawbacks of only rushing 3 is you got the 8 on coverage, but there's a lot of gaps on that defensive line. If the quarterback is talented like Houston can see it, he's going to hit that gap and go.
That was a gain of 63 for Houston. And did you see the fake out of Valencia that he did? He sprinted back up to the pocket, pointed downfield like he's looking for a receiver to third, and then took off and ran.
Yeah, that's
brilliant.
Such an outstanding quarterback.
Looks in the end zone. Touchdown, Cyprus. Trevor Monteleone. If this were a hockey coach, we'd be throwing hats in the field. That is the hat trick for Trevor in the first half.
Is that Trevor Balake? I think that was Balake.
Was it Balake getting in the end zone for the first time? All right, it was. Blake Cusimano.
On senior
number 8.
Seniors are stepping up.
33-0 Cyprus, 48 seconds left in the first half.
Got Balake. I remember him at Lexington. I know Pfeiffer does too. So, Little Slevy, what do you think of the game so far? Digging it? Now, the rumor is you might be playing football next year. Is that any truth to that rumor? Oh, yeah, he wants to be on the line.
He's going to be on the line, all right.
I will get in that weight room. I see you at 24-hour fitness every now and then.
Now, Coach, if you're Valencia here, you obviously got a kickoff still to come. Are you taking a knee or are you going to try
yes,
to throw
you're
something?
not. Yeah. Their passing game is non-existent. You're not going 80 yards in 48 seconds. Just going at halftime. And really, what's the running clock rule, 35?
35 after 3. However, if the coaches agree to it at halftime, you can begin the second half under running clock conditions.
And of course, we're at 34, so.
Which was the case against Pacifica a couple of weeks ago. Low kick by Kennedy. Fielded by Valencia off the skip. And it looks like Adrian Perez is going to get the ball out to the 25 of Valencia with 36 seconds remaining in the half. Check that, 35 seconds. The ball is going to be spotted at the 26 of Valencia where they'll take over. Dylan Draft joined in the backfield by Jacob Terry for the Tigers. 2-by-2 formation for Valencia. Snap to Draft. He sprints to his right. Has a receiver open. Finds his receiver. That's Blake Trombley with the reception.
They did come up throwing. I'm a little surprised, although the clock's running. They have all 3 timeouts. They're not going to use them, so it looks like they're just going to let the clock die down. Surprised if that was their intent, why they even threw in the first place, because, you know, the interception, incomplete. Now they call timeout with 7 seconds left.
Interesting. 5-yard gain on the play. Timeout taken with 7 seconds left. Hail Mary, possibly?
Yeah, but he doesn't have the arm for that. I mean, it's maybe some kind of double pass. I mean, for Cypress, just sit back and keep everything in front of you.
Well, you know the old adage about timeouts. If you got them, you may as well use them. Can't take them with you. Hey, if you're hungry for a sandwich, go see our friends at Subs and Grubs. 5923 West Cerritos Avenue in Cypress. Give them a call at 714-995-5800. I love the Turkey Bacon Club with avocado. It's the best sandwich in all of Southern California. Don't you agree, Coach?
What place?
Subs and Grub.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are awesome. We've been going there for years.
Place rules.
I like their Philly cheesesteak. No. What's the French dip?
Oh,
that's
God.
the one.
That's incredible
That
as well.
hot.
Oh, man. I wish I had one right now.
Yeah.
So,
horseradish sauce is unbelievable.
Oh, God. What's better than that?
Burns your nose after
you
eat it.
So Draft sprints to his left. He is looking to throw. Across his body, kind of squares his shoulders up. Oh, he had his receiver. Hit him right in the hands. That was Giovanni Villanueva, but Villanueva unable to reel it in, and that's going to take us to the half. Cypress 34, Valencia 0. Stay tuned for our halftime show.
Do I include the balloon or not? Okay.
"4 years unsung." She would like to attend either the University of Southern California or the University of Colorado at Boulder and major in biology. She's walking with Christine Martinez, her mother, Edgar Martinez, her stepdad, Sienna Vargas, her little sister. Her message to her family is, thank you so much for being not only my biggest supporters, but always believing in me and pushing me to be my best self. I love you all more than words can express. Giovanni Gelati, 4 years in song. Goals for the future are to attend college and get my degree in business and photography. She's walking with her mom, dad, and sister along with her godparents. Her message to her family is, I want to thank my family for always being by my side and for helping and supporting me. Janessa Molina, 4 years on song. Her goals for the future are to major in business at whatever university she attends. She is walking with her mom, dad, and sister. Her message to her family is, I love you guys so much. Forever thankful for everything my amazing parents do for me. You three mean the world to me. Jenica Vo, 4 years as a song member. Her goals for the future are to stay in California and go to college at the University of California, Santa Barbara, or San Diego State University to major in liberal arts or communication disorders. She is walking with her mom, dad, and sister Tracy. Her message to her family is, thank you so much for supporting me throughout my high school career. I wouldn't be where I am now or be the person that I am today without the endless love and support. Love you guys so much. Maddie Simbalan, 3-year varsity song member. Her goals for the future are to earn a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. She's walking with her mom, dad, and sister. Her message to her family is, thank you for supporting me and helping me become the person I am today. Mariko Matsuo, 4 years in song. Her goals for the future are to attend a 4-year university with a future in sports medicine. She's walking with her mom, dad, Dawn, dad, Toshi, twin sister, Malia. Her message to her family is, thank you for everything, Mom and Dad. I appreciate you for providing a constant loving home. I'm grateful to my brother to have someone I can always look up to, and my sister to have someone I can always rely on. I wouldn't be who I am today without all of your support. I love you all so much. Samantha Nosen, 4 years on varsity song. She plans to major in nursing, and she is walking with her mom, dad, and brother. Her message to her family tonight, thank you for supporting me and helping me become the best version of myself. The Cypress Cheer Squad graduating seniors. Autumn Coleman. This is her first year in cheer. Her goals for the future are, there's a couple things she's thinking about. Social worker for foster children. She wants to be in the medical field and be either a radiologist like her sister Summer or a pediatrician. I either want to go to an HBCU school, Howard or Morgan, or stay in California and go to a more local school around my family. She's walking with her mom, Karen Monroe, and dad, Darnell Coleman, sister Danielle Coleman, and sister Summer McCullough. Special message to her family, thank you all for shaping me to be who I am today. Emily McMurray, 4 years in cheer. Goals for the future are she plans to major in architecture. She is walking with her mother and father. Her message to her family here tonight is that I love you guys so much and thank you for supporting me through cheer and everything that I do in life. Kaylin Calvillo, 4-year varsity cheer member. Her goals for the future are to plan to attend Oklahoma State University, continue her cheer career, and major in kinesiology. She is walking with her mom, dad, and brother. Her message to her family is, thank you for your continuous support and love throughout the years. I wouldn't be here where I am today without you all. I love you all endlessly. Samantha Jump, a 4-year varsity cheer member. Her goal is to study psychology and become a therapist. She is walking with her mom, dad, brothers, and cousins. She'd like to thank her family for always standing by her side and pushing her to be her best. I love you all more than you know. Natalie Thorpe, 4 years on varsity cheer. Natalie plans on attending college out of state, where she will be able to continue cheering while she pursues a master's degree in occupational therapy. She's walking tonight with her mom, dad, sister, and brother. Her message to her family is, thank you for your endless support and love you have given me throughout all my years of cheering. Wouldn't be where I am without you guys. You guys are the best ever. I love you. Congratulations to all our senior cheer and song leaders here at Cypress High School. We wish you all the best. And welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the halftime festivities.
You want?
As we get ready to start the second half, Cyprus leading Valencia 34-0. So, Coach, if you're the Valencia staff, what'd you tell your players in the locker room as far as coming out in the second half of the game?
You know, there's no playing football that can get you 34 points, so forget that. You just take it one play at a time. I mean, the score is what it is. You're getting dominated in every way. You know, they had a couple decent plays, but certainly not enough consistency to mount much of a threat. But again, you just take it one play at a time. Don't quit. You know, just try to win the second half. Not necessarily the ball game, but at least win the second half to show a little pride and to show that you're able to at least battle back.
Coach Feldman, what did you tell your squad at that time?
Don't let up. Look, you got off to a great start, and the last thing you want to do is come out, play sloppy, start looking in the stands, start thinking about next week. You know, you still got 2 quarters of football to play. You got to finish. But if they can take care of business in the third quarter, you know, you start emptying the benches and getting some other guys some playing time. But you got to stay focused for all 4 quarters.
So, Valencia will kick off to Cyprus to start the second half. On the kick for the Tigers is going to be Nicholas Samuel. For the Centurions, Matthew Baldwin and Jesse Mullen. This is the first time the Centurions have returned a kickoff this evening. Deep kick. Oh, Baldwin Mullen slips, but he's able to gain his footing. Runs up the right sideline. He's met. Nice tackle by Keegan Nunes.
Yeah, he did a nice job running down the field, staying in his lane, and put a nice hit on Jesse.
So let's see who comes out at quarterback for the Centurions to start the second half. See Morello again, Chris Mano still in the game, and it's Aiden Houston back at home for the Centurions. I imagine if the Centurions score here, that'll be about the last receiver those gentlemen for the season.
Yeah, it's like you said. You know, your first responsibility is to get the win. The second is to stay healthy.
So Centurions come out in a deuce formation. Houston back to throw, looking deep for Morel. Oh, slightly overthrown. Morel had a slight step on the defensive back, Josh Gaskin for the Tigers.
So Houston got the matchup he wanted. He had the one-on-one, covers Morel, and stepped up in the pocket. Was just off by about a yard. Otherwise, that's 6 for Cyprus.
I guarantee you that right there was Feldman saying, you know what, I'm going to let you have it once. Just get to the next score. That's your shot right there. I've never, ever, in all my years of knowing Coach Feldman and coaching with him, he's never been one to ever run up the score.
No, and you know, it's amazing, all the coaches we've coached through the years. I mean, do we know anybody who really has ever done that? I mean, Selby wasn't. I mean, none of the guys we've coached with they were very conscious of that.
We've always, you and I have always coached on staffs that were classy staffs. Little stretch play to Nathan Snyder, fake by Houston. He's going to be sacked. Great job sniffing that out by the Tigers. On the sack there is losing Vincent Garrett for the Tigers. It's going to be a loss of about 8. Going to bring up a third down, long 18. Nicely done by Garrity there.
Yeah, he did a good job coming off the edge, beating the tackle, staying outside as an end. You don't want to lose contain, and you know, got a sack, which is something not a lot of people have been able to do this year against Houston because of not only the offensive line, but just his athleticism and his ability to avoid sacks.
So, Caden Hollenbeck is split out to the bottom of your screen, normally a tight end. A little wide receiver here. Snyder in the backfield with Houston. Morel motions over the center. Comes to a set. Runs up the seam. Houston wants to look for him. He's open in the middle. Houston had his little outlet. Snyder there decides to run himself, and he pays the price as he gets clobbered from the Cyprus sideline. Julian Garcia there with the hit from Tigers.
And Feldy's still talking to his quarterback like, hey, got to punt it. And here comes the punt team. I mean, it's one thing to be aggressive, but come on your 24-yard line.
4th and 11. So, I don't know if there's such thing as a moral victory in this game, but if there is, that is definitely one for the Tigers. Back deep for Valencia is Blake Trombley. A 6 foot, 165-pound senior for the Tigers. Morrell punts. Trombley goes back, lets the ball roll, takes a Cypress bounce, and it's going to be down at the 23 of Valencia, where they'll set up shop and begin the second half.
Well, Valencia's defense did their job. They got the stop. So, again, we talk about the second half and just coming out and playing hard. And
I was impressed. It'd be very easy to come out and just go through the motions, trailing 34-2. They played with some spirit and some intensity there. A little fake handoff there by Draft. Rolls to his right. As a receiver, open, and plays complete to Giovanni Villanueva. Nice little pick for the Tigers there.
So Dylan Draft and his brother Ethan Draft are the nephews of Chris Draft. I don't know if you remember him, but he was a stud linebacker for Valencia years ago. Went to Stanford, played 12 years in the NFL.
Rams,
He was, Rams, Redskins, Niners, Bears. He was on a bunch of teams, but he was only 5'11", but he was just so ferocious. But anyway, that's their nephew at quarterback and wide receiver. So
playing the NFL is one thing, but the last 12 years,
you got to be special.
You got to be special. I mean, you know that firsthand. Your father having played 13 years in the NFL.
Looks like we got a fumble.
On the play, and Cypress going to recover it. So just when things were looking good for Valencia, kaboom.
And that's it. If you're going to score an upset, the one thing you can't do is lose the two-Norfolk battle, and that's the second time tonight they've turned the ball over, and now Cypress is in great position to put this game away.
Nice little return on the scoop there. So Cypress is going to begin deep in Valencia territory, setting up at the 28-yard line of the Tigers. 9:11 remaining in the third quarter. Cypress 30, Valencia 0. We talk about winning with class, which Cypress programs have always done, but I will be honest with you. Coach Crooks wants to shut out tonight. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's not running up. If you shut him out, you're the defensive coordinator. Your responsibility is to shut down the opponent. So that's nothing wrong in that.
Stretch right to Morrell across the running room. Ran into 3 Valencia defenders. The ball came loose. However, Morrell was already rolled down. Therefore, nullifying any potential fumble.
Boy, he laid the boom on Adrian Hill, the cornerback from Valencia. He turned his shoulders right into him and a little slow to get up and slowly walking back to the huddle.
And Ethan Draft is going both ways now. You can see Draft in there at safety for the Tigers. Yeah, you're right, Coach. Adrian Hill, man, he had some bad intentions. That was nicely done by him. Empty formation again for the Centurions. However, this version of empty has a tight end down. Extra blocking on the line for Houston. See if he doesn't run something sprint left here. Roll motions over the middle. And looks like we're going to have full start on Cypress. Coach Feldman definitely doesn't want the Centurions to lose focus here, even though this game is well out of hand.
Well, you get a touchdown here, and then you can pretty much start cleaning up the bench. The clock is moving pretty fast in this third quarter. There's only 8 minutes to go. So, again, going up 41-0 with 8, pretty good shape.
Houston in the pistol formation, Stover behind him. Take hand up the Stover, boot right for Houston. Wow. The genius of Aiden Houston, little flip pass to Blake Kuzamato. Right,
he went Mahomes style on that. Are you kidding me?
That was beautiful.
Okay, if you're watching this at home, you got to rewind that and tell us if it's what it looked like it looked from up here. That's unbelievable.
His football IQ is off the charts. I'll say it once again. 4 AP classes, best 3-3 quarterback in Orange County, football acumen off the chart. Harvard, Yale, are you listening?
What time is it right now? It's 11:30 on the East Coast. I doubt they're listening, but I don't know. We had 2,000 viewers the other day, so it's possible.
Hey, Cambridge, New Haven. Look at this guy.
Sound off.
We'll hand off to Stover. Stover wants to do it.
Yes. Memphis.
Stover.
That's my man.
Touchdown. Cemetery.
Another senior getting it done.
40-0 Cypress. And the on. It's good. Anything else? Paying attention to Houston Princeton.
Sure.
Gardner. Brown.
What about Harry Mudd?
Head. Cornell. Columbia. All of them.
Why don't you help him put his highlight tape together on Huddle and send him?
Gladly.
At Harvard football. He actually would be a great pickup for one of those schools because, again, it's, anytime you've got a 4-point anything, that means you're getting A's in AP classes.
How about his resume? He's also a CIF champion in track and field.
That's right.
So, once again, I'm at any of those Ivies. I'm recruiting.
Well, does he talk about? Does he want to go Ivy League?
Not sure.
No.
But
how about Stanford?
It's going to be kind of Stanford. Cal.
Sure.
How about your gutty little Bruins?
I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Kickoff to Valencia. Turn up the left sideline. Cypress leading 41-7.
So they've gotten over the magic number of 35. However, the clock is not running. But the way I understand it is it has to run in the fourth quarter, regardless of what the call. Okay, so maybe they're going to play the third out, and then it looks like Cypress is going to start making some wholesale changes.
Now we have some Houston changes. Back to Heroes, Tristan, linebacker. Also got Chase Sparks getting in there to safety. And cornerback is Destin Sanchez. And a nice little spirited run there by Charles Denny.
And so as we start looking forward to next week, Cypress has done their job. They're going to get to 9-0. If Crane can step up and find a way to win tomorrow night, boy, how about that matchup next week? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a Thursday game as well at Crane Lutheran. Now, does your varsity play on the campus? Because that's a.
You want to hear something funny? It's the first 4 years we played Crane. We played them here at Handle 1 year. We played them at Portola High School, the famous Lightning.
The rain game.
Then during the pandemic, we played on their campus. And the following year, we played them in our other stadium, Anaheim.
So we'll try to find out where that game is and let you know.
We played 4 years, 4 different places. Tyler White in the game chasing the quarterback.
Of course, that Portola rain game you guys played on a Friday, it got canceled halfway through because of lightning. Had to come back on a Saturday morning. And that's when they got that great picture of Coach Lopez walking out with the team.
All-time picture.
So there's a backstory to that. I'm in my house the other night. I walk into my daughter's, my 5-year-old's room. They took that picture out of the garage and put it on their door. I literally have a picture of Coach Mellon and Coach Lopez on the door going into my 5-year-old's room. They put that on there and taped it up.
Might have some breaking news here, Coach. There is it either has occurred or there's widespread speculation.
You might want to hold on a minute.
All-Pro Christian McCaffrey from the Carolina Panthers to San Francisco 49ers. Bad news if you're a Rams fan.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow. I mean, that guy was a stud. He still is. Of course, went to Stanford, so he'll be back in this old neck of the woods. What's Carolina getting for him? Better be a first.
Sources say draft complete to his brother had about 2 hours before that. The 49ers are giving up 4 picks to the Panthers, though no first rounder according to the NFL.
I think they call that highway robbery where I'm from. Hey, good for the Niners. That's a great pickup for them.
Carolina, of course, struggling at 1-5.
That's unbelievable.
I'd like to give a shout out to the Cypress Police Department Chief Mark Lauterbach, who was the guest of honor at the beginning of the game tonight, doing the ceremonial coin flip along with Mayor of Cypress and our Principal Brown at Cypress. Also, School Resource Officer Angus Yu. Thank you to all the wonderful men and women of the Cypress Police Department and all the EMS services, Fire Department, keeping us all safe and sound in the wonderful community of Cypress. Thank you for all that you do, as well as our fine servicemen and women in the United States military. Yeah, I wonder if Mr. and Mrs. Hodgson are listening to me. Let's go meet Dr. Hodgson's parents. They are. I'd like to say hi and wish you all the best. Of course, we got to give a shout out to the Cypress High School Athletic Booster Club, Cypress High School PTSA, and the Cypress High School Football Booster Club. Ralph back and throws a little screen. Picked up. Running some open space. Looks like it's complete to Giovanni Villanueva. Nicely done by the Tigers. Got to give them some credit. They're still coming out punching, you know, and if they do score here, the running clock rolls off.
That's right. So it's, you know, keep in mind, Cypress has pulled out pretty much all of their starters, but still regardless, Valencia is going to do what they can. They're going to fight to the bitter end, so I give them credit for not giving up. See Cypress step up here and get a stop.
Nathan Krampach into the game from the Centurions. Go to the end zone. Broken up at the last minute. Nicely done by Justin Sanchez. He didn't even draft the scoring for going to bring up a second down for the Tigers. Ball spotted at the 11 of Cypress.
Well, it seems like every play Cypress is making wholesale changes, guys coming in and out, so they're really trying to get anyone and everyone on that field tonight.
Especially the seniors. They're doing senior night and all. We'll draw up the middle. It's going to be pay dirt for the Tigers. Giovanni Villanueva into the end zone. 20 points on the board for the Tigers. 41-6, 4:05 in the third quarter.
This is a big PAT if we're going to get to bed early tonight.
So Station DeFazio, if you mind saying hi to halftime. Extra point attempt is up and good as Nicholas Samuel converts for the Tigers. 41 to 6. Going to break the action. Left in the third quarter. Hey, you know what I might do this? Say hi to Bill Gag.
Oh yeah, Gag Nation.
Sponsor. How you doing? Of course. Metro. Kent McKell.
Kent. I don't know. I think at this point we're losing a lot of viewers.
Second half, we have
Only the diehards remaining.
This late in the season, you really got to commend the Cypress High School coaches. Players ready. They get to a 9-0 record. That looks pretty much sure.
Coach Feldman gets win number 65. Not a bad record, 65-31. Was that his first year they had that 2-1 season?
Second season.
Second season. Okay, they had that one. You take that season out of the mix, and you know his win-loss record is like through the roof. I mean, he's really done an outstanding job.
Holds virtually every coaching record that exists at Cypress High School football program. All the good records, anyway. Returned by Baldwin out of the I wonder how Dr. Hodgson's doing.
Did he text you? Make sure Miguel gets a shout out.
Miguel, our equipment guru.
I mean, you think about the job he's got to do, the great job coordinating all the uniforms, making sure all the kids got them, and make sure they're passed out on time. Not an easy job.
To Principal Mrs. Brown, Vice Principal Mr. Perkins, Mr. Sonorio, Mr. Boardman, and Ms. Tovar, one of the administration staff. Mr. Brown, obviously part of the project. Got a stoppage on the field with 3:30 work in the third quarter. 40-7 Cypress.
Now, who do we have at quarterback?
Elliot Lemonade, someone might say, right?
Yeah, and it's another great kid who we've had the opportunity to coach when he was a freshman. What they're trying to figure out, the referees.
Quite a discussion going on right now. Appears to be a player down on the field as well, along the Cypress sidelines. Hard to see from our
Oh, okay, it's an injury timeout.
Yeah. Having a discussion with Coach Feldman and seeing what's after the down Cypress football. You know, talking about heading into CIF, we're all to go down today. Cypress would come in, and I believe the number 3 seed in D4, which I like Cypress.
Do you know who 1 and 2 would be?
I know the D1 matchups coming.
I'm just trying to figure out who would be the ringers in that Division 4 that Cypress would have to. I mean, all the teams are good.
I know Newport Harbor would be in that division with them.
Okay, it's a Sunset League team. Okay.
There are some other, I believe, Palos Verdes, who we saw last year in the playoffs.
Yep.
I think it's a winnable division. I really do. I mean, obviously, all things considered, the injured player on the play was Memphis Stover, but he's up and seems to be all right. Removed his helmet, so he's going to meet with our trainer Marcy to make sure everything is good.
When that's one of those guys, he does such a good job at the running back position, the way they platoon him, and make sure he stays healthy going into the playoffs, right? They did take his helmet from him. Again, that's all speculation.
Right. Definitely want him to be playing next week against Crean, big game, and we definitely need him for the CIF playoffs.
And Cypress's first play is a fumble.
So Valencia's going to take over. Deep in Cypress territory. We're going to have the ball at the 29 of Cypress.
Turnover. First and 10, Valencia.
So Jess gets back on the field. To his left, he has his brother Ethan and wide other side of the last little silver city was great. Takes a step. Inside field handoff. Really? And then the ball, Cypress got it right back.
They return the favor. How about that?
Boy, it sure had the Valencia running back was down with momentum and stuff, and I didn't hear a whistle. Refs winding the clock and just going to give the ball to Valencia. So it's actually going to go as a gain of 4 for the Tigers. And bring it 2nd down and 6 from the 26 of Cypress. Oh, Tyler White did a good job of getting in there, almost sacking the quarterback. But the draft was able to elude the pursuit.
Hey, speaking of fans, we're still listening. How about my man, Tomas Lundberg, the legendary Cypress wrestling coach.
The greatest wrestler in the history of the world.
I thought Iron Sheik was a little better.
I read a good trivia question for you. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln is in the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Really?
He only had 1 career loss. Yeah, I read that trivia question. Draft stretches his left. Josh going to get in the end zone. A little QB keeper is going to take the score to 41-13. 2:26 left in the 3rd quarter.
And now it's like, what do you do if you're Cypress? The game's over, but do you have to go back to the starters almost? You hate to do that, especially after you start pulling the bench, but
it is a curious situation. Nicholas Sandoval on for the extra point for the Tigers. Kick is up. And kick is going to be no good. Looks like he didn't get much of it. He kicked it wide right anyway. So with 2:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Cypress Valley is 41-13.
Getting back to that comment you said about Lincoln, he was a tall guy too. So usually wrestlers aren't tall because you need that, you want those short, stout, muscular guys. But I don't know, maybe the competition wasn't quite what it was back then like it is today. But he made the Hall of Fame, so shout out to him.
I wonder if Coach Lumber knows that. I'm going to have to ask him that trivia question, see if he knows the answer.
All right, Lumber, you got some homework. Look that up. Was Abe Lincoln legit as a wrestler?
Yeah, and he had to have wrestled, what, like 140s or something? Whatever the weight class.
I never weighed him. So here's something interesting. Now, Valencia missed that PAT. If Cypress were to get a touchdown, we're back to 35.
Cypress
which means
has
the clock.
on there right now. You're right. They could potentially do that. Back deep on the return by himself.
18.
Oh! Almost strike free for the big game. That was Cameron Smalls for the Centurions.
Smalls. Heck of an effort by Smalls. Almost turned that into a touchdown. Had one more man to beat and just couldn't get out of his reach, but great effort nonetheless.
So Cypress takes over at their own 34, first and 10. 2:14 remaining in the third. 41-13. Michael Hubbard checks into the game for the Centurions at wide receiver. Elliot Lemonnier in at quarterback. Also making appearances, Brandon Hudak.
You know, this is nice for Cypress because you're going to get the win. You're going to get a chance to get all your players in the ball game. And then, remember, this is a Thursday night game, so they'll have one extra day to prepare for Trinity Lutheran. I got to think Coach Felton's going to go to that game tomorrow night against Tustin, so he'll get scouting out.
Thursday night as well.
So they'll have a short week. Cypress will be on a full week's schedule. So a couple little intangibles breaking in Cypress's favor so far.
Cypress had 7 Thursday games this year, something like that.
That's unbelievable.
And 7 games here at Hammond, if you count the Western Canadian games.
Now we got a Valencia player down, so the clock will stop. The trainers take a look at him.
Timeout on the field. So yeah, we're talking about the Trinity Lutheran game. 4 years, 4 different stadiums. Handle, then Portola, then Campus Creed, then Glover Stadium. So next week, I believe that game will be played at Portola, which is a wonderful facility. It's a newer high school, maybe only 10 years long. Located in Irvine, really nice facility. And of course, as you said before, earlier in the broadcast, with a legendary photo was taken. Coach Lopez and Coach Feldman, a photo that every true Cypress fan holds dear to their heart.
And a photo that's on the door of my 5-year-old twin's bedroom for some reason.
I mean, it's an iconic photo. It really is.
Yeah. Got Coach Lopez, who has played a key role in the success of this program.
Leading the troops out to victory.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Lundberg chimed in. Lincoln was known to have some publicly held matches. So, all right.
There you go.
Cool stuff. And Pfeiffer chimed in. Dole, speak into the mic. Maybe your thing's a little too low. Thank you, Mr. Pfeiffer, for the tech help.
Hey, handoff there to Destin Sanchez getting in on the offensive action here.
And, you know, speaking of the 5 C's, communicate. Is that one of the 5 C's, communication?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
All right, so there you go. So in order to communicate with the fans, we got to speak on the mic a little bit louder. Thank you, Mr. Pfeiffer.
Lemonnier back onto the field for the Centurions. Ball at the 49, second down and 11 for Cypress, leading 41-13. All right, I figured out the mic problem. Apparently, it shut down. But our awesome producer and director, Dean Delgado, has ratified the situation.
Well, how about a shout out to Pfeiffer?
Thank you, Mr. Pfeiffer. Hey, Mr. Pfeiffer, let me know how I'm sounding now, please.
Oh my God, he's flooding my screen. How did you do that, Mr. Pfeiffer? I thought that was a thumbs up. Never mind.
End of the third quarter. One more to go. Cyprus 41, Valencia 13.
You got any other high school scores from tonight? Thursday night action?
Let's see Thursday night games going on. Oh, here's something interesting. Today was one of the rare times in professional sports. The NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, and NFL all had games on the same day. All 4 major sports.
That's never happened before?
It's happened before, but it's rare because the playoffs in baseball, hockey, and basketball have just began, and then a Thursday night football game. But the Yankees played Houston today. And in the NFL action, back to the action here. Today, Arizona defeated New Orleans 42-34.
Nice.
So yeah, one of those rare days where you had all 4 major North American sports having competitions on the same day. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
That can only usually happen in October or November. So Cyprus flipped the field as it was the end of the third quarter. Morrell on to punt for the Centurions. 11:54 remaining in the ball game. Punt is away from Morrell. Back deep on the return is Tyler. For the Tigers is Blake Trombley.
I'm not going to read what Dave Lewis just said, but I'm literally trying not to laugh.
Let's have a look at this.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. That definitely put a smile on my face.
Oh, Coach Lewis, that's awesome.
If you only knew how true that was.
Would you like me to recite them, or would you like to, Coach Padios?
That'd be all you.
Little out route from draft. Complete to Villanueva. Going to bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers from the 14, their own 14. Draft sprints to his left, looking deep down the sideline.
Got a flag on the play in the backfield.
So, the 5 C's: creativity, communication, collaboration, character, and critical thinking.
See, I knew that.
Holding on Valencia. You know, what we're talking about, Dave Lewis, remember, this is one of those years where we will have not only Red Ribbon Week next week, which is very important, also we will have every 15 minutes coming up in the spring, which Dave Lewis and Jeff Russell do such a wonderful job of orchestrating.
That's in the spring, right?
Cyprus. Yeah, it's right before prom occurs.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah. And that's such a wonderful program, and we're so blessed to have that at Cypress High School because it really resonates with the students in the community, and it's really important. And it's in conjunction with the California Highway Patrol, and it's a wonderful program. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Valencia. Ball spotted at their own 16-yard line. 10:21 remaining in the ball game. Cypress firmly in control, leading 41-13. Let's see if they don't try to go up top here to Ethan Draft. Split out by himself. Dylan Draft sprints to his left, goes the other way. He's going to decide to run it on his own. He's eventually run out of bounds by Max Quiros for the Centurions. His scramble is good enough for a Valencia first down.
How long have those guys been doing that, Dave and
gosh, forever.
When I was there back in 2000, I remember.
Forever, as long as I've been there. Yeah, and I'm in my 19th year at Cypress.
So, Mr. Lewis, I know you're still listening. If you could text that to me, I'll definitely give you a shout out for just the length that's been going on. And also, did you guys start that, or had that been going on before you took it over?
That is a major undertaking. You have no idea how much work goes into that. That's just, yeah.
Now, why every other year as opposed to every year?
I believe it has to do with funding that is allocated from the California Highway Patrol to public schools. And the other thinking behind it is every junior and senior will see it. So if you're a junior,
you don't.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because juniors and seniors are the ones driving cars.
Right.
I mean, I suppose you have some sophomores, but if it's 1 year and you're a junior, you'll get it in your high school career. And if it's the other year that happens when you're a senior.
It's funny you say sophomores because I remember when we were in high school, the day you turned 16, you would go to school and you're at the DMV taking that test. We got seniors now who couldn't care less about I don't get that. Like, how come people don't want to have a car like we used to back in the day? There's no sense of urgency.
Remember, it was an 8-week driver's ed course and an 8-week health class.
Right.
Remember that?
Yep. 1 core driver's ed. In fact, it was always 0 period for us, which was awful.
And
so early.
Back then in the 80s, didn't it seem like the football coach, one of the football coaches was always the driver's ed teacher?
Yep.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah. And they drive with you in the car, and they have the brake on their side. Oh, yeah.
If you were alive in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. You know that.
All you Cypress people, wasn't Shelby a driver's ed teacher? I know he was health.
Well, ironically enough, the football weight room, was where the simulators were. And
oh, really?
Coach Feldman's class, I guess, was at one point the driver's ed classroom. Wow, what a catch by Ethan Draft for Valencia. He went right over. Was that chasing Sparks? And hauled that in. He's still down. He's sitting up, but I don't know if that's a cramp, perhaps. But what a catch!
Well, he's got his leg up, and the way they're stretching him out, that's the one injury that's probably the easiest to identify is the cramping, assuming that's what it is. But Dave Lewis got back to us. Yeah, so since 2000, first school in district to do it, and he started it, him and Russ. So
wow,
yeah, that's what 22
years
running. And he said, yeah, you're correct about the funding and why they do it every other year. All right, good stuff.
So when it's all said and done, Valencia's going to have the ball at the 16 of Cypress, well within striking distance. 9:14 remaining in the ballgame. Two by two formation, single running back in the backfield alongside Draft, hands off. Met by a host of Centurions. But, you got to give credit to Valencia. They're still playing. Charles Denning running hard there. Trying to get some yardage for the Tigers.
One of the things I said for Valencia is just try to win the second half. You're probably not going to get back in the ballgame and win it, but if at least you can say you beat them the second half, that's something you can hang your hat on it, and certainly they're doing that so far.
Little swing pass out to Villanueva. He's going to come close to a touchdown. Going to come up at about the 2-yard line. So, yeah, as we said earlier, there's a possibility that Valencia and Kennedy could be playing next week for a win in the Empire League. And nobody wants to take the goose egg. So having been on a staff where that happened before,
sure.
So it means something. And for a lot of these kids, it's their senior season.
Yeah, I mean, you put all that time in the weight room, the conditioning, the running, all the things you do, all the film you watch, you want to be rewarded for that. So you're right. They're both going to play hard and try to get that win.
And like you said earlier, Valencia is a very long and storied program. I mean, I believe the high school opened in 1933. It's one of the older high schools in all of Orange County. So, I mean, it's a long, storied tradition they have there.
Speaking of driver's permits, Lumberg had his farm permit license at 15. So does that mean you got to drive a tractor? What exactly is a farm permit?
So for those of you who are unaware, Lumberg grew up in Minnesota.
Or Lake Minnetonka? I wonder if his neighbors with Prince.
I think him and Prince, I mean, he's just as talented.
Speaking of Minnesota, how about his Vikings?
Oh,
a good start this year.
The Purple People Eaters.
Yeah.
So Valencia hits pay dirt again, 41-20, respectable score.
It's funny, with the way CIF is structured now, it used to be whatever division you're in, they take the top 3 teams in your league and a couple wild cards, and that's the division you go. But now they look at your strength of schedule to determine what division you're going to be in. And one of the factors is how bad you beat an opponent. So had Cyprus wiped Valencia out tonight, they might have gone up in the rankings, and they're kind of on the border of a possible Division 3. But because this game is close, they're not going to get points for that quote-unquote big win. So this will keep them in that Division 4, which is, they certainly don't want to go D3.
I'm on Cal Preps every day. After the Kennedy win last week, they dropped from 42 to 48.
Okay.
Then, after all the games were played, after the weekend games, after Saturday, they went from 48 to 45. And then, when I checked again on Monday, they were at 44.
Now, does Cal Preps update that daily?
I believe so.
So I wonder if they'll drop a little tomorrow because they didn't blow out a low-ranked team. Here comes the onside kick.
They use these algorithms that are, very scientific, based on scientific evidence and whatnot, and it makes sense, and it's a computer algorithm. But that being said, it's not a perfect science. I mean, we've long, not just you and I, but many people in Southern California have long discussed the possibility of CIF having a separate division for the private schools.
Well, they need to. I mean, because that's ridiculous. Modern Day and Bosco are on their own different planet. And a lot of good county schools aren't going to get a chance to compete for a ring, and it's too bad because, Modern Day and Bosco are just on such a different level right now.
So we're the open division. If the open division started today, it'd be Edison at 8 versus Modern Day 1, Chaminade 7 versus Bosco 2, Los Alamitos 6 versus Corona Centennial 3, and Mission Viejo 5 versus Long Beach Poly 4.
Yeah, so all those teams will pretty much be one and done, and it's going to be Bosco and Modern Day again. I don't watching those teams just doesn't interest me. I know they get a lot of play, but what's so exciting about watching them beat up on other teams? I just don't get it. I just but it is what it is. I don't know if it's a money thing or what, but for whatever reason, CIF allows these ringers to play against schools that aren't even in the same. You're almost not even talking the same sport. Let me put it this way: their quarterback drove from Pasadena, and 2 years later, he's won the Heisman Trophy at Alabama.
Yep.
That's the kind of players those teams have. Their offensive line is the size of the Rams. And you're going to serve up these public schools against them? I don't get it.
Speaking of great quarterbacks, Aiden Houston is back at the helm for the Centurions.
Yeah, Coach Coleman doesn't want to take any chances.
No. And you know what? I think mission accomplished. They're going to get the win. He got everybody in the game. But you know what? Let's secure the win. 6:23 left in the ball game. And he's not going to throw here. It's going to be all run, I think.
Van Hook, here's a name. He was the driver's ed teacher back in the day, the
Van
old
Hook.
football coach.
Wow,
Coach
Cypress.
Pfeiffer threw that in there. Van Hook was my driver's ed teacher, head coach of the late 80s. Yeah. A little Cypress trivia.
And Coach Charlie Williams says hi to us.
Where's he tonight? Oh, not feeling well?
Not feeling well, but we wish him all the best. Hope he feels better soon.
Well, his barbecue's still firing away, thank God, because those burgers and dogs keep me through these games. So.
He is the best. I don't call him a chef. He's the best barbecue artist.
Artisan.
There is. If you've never seen the Coach Williams truck pull up with the barbecue trailer behind it, you're missing out. And, by the way, how many charity events does he do where he feeds everyone out of the kindness of his own heart?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a pillar in the Cypress community. But I'll tell you what, get back to this barbecue. One of the biggest challenges of cooking is when you're cooking in bulk.
Yes.
But for a lot of people, like I can grill a steak, that's fine. But when you got like 40 of those things grilled at the same time, and that takes a lot of technique and talent.
You will not get a better hamburger. I'll put that against any restaurant. No joke. You will not get a better hamburger than a Coach Williams cooked burger.
Or the Dole Special, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah. That is a masterpiece as well. Houston back onto the field. Time ticking away. 4:41 left in the game. 41-20 Cypress. Thanks for being with us tonight. Cypress going to move to 9-0 here in a couple minutes. Stretch to Morrell, who motions over the middle. Got the little fly motion. And Morrell is going to take it up the field for a first down. Ball is going to be spotted at the 26 of Valencia. Bringing up a first down and 10. Stoppage.
Sheldon is a no rush. Although the clock did stop, so they...
Yeah, Morrell got out of bounds on that, stopping the clock.
Try to keep this ball in between the tackles going forward and just milk that clock. Well, I got to say, as much scoring as there's been tonight, the game's gone by pretty fast. I mean, we're down to 4 minutes, so it's... We've definitely done some games that have gone a lot later than this.
Rocco Burdett in at wing. Jumps back to the fullback and gets a hand up. Oh, boy. Great tackle there for Valencia. Nicely done by Nicholas Sandoval.
Only a junior, so he'll be back next year. Scouting report on him: fast, aggressive, physical against the run.
Yeah, he sure showed it there.
Right up.
Sandoval has some quickness there. Yeah, as Valencia moving forward, you got to look at your bright spots like that. They got a good quality linebacker like Sandoval coming back. That's going to speak well for the future for them. Houston gives a handoff to Snyder. Snyder tries to bounce outside right. He's met by a couple of Tigers there, primarily Adrian Hill.
Possible late hit, or even possibly lead with the helmet.
Burdett helps Snyder up. So, going to give the Centurions some free yardage. Clock is moving, 2:51 remaining in the ball game. 41-20 Cypress. Houston takes a snap, sprints to his left, design quarterback run play. And like Coach Patio said, he's going to stay in between the tackles. Basically just move the ball from the right hash to the left hash. I got a lot of respect for Valencia right here, Coach. They're not stopping the clock. They could. They're not going to, though.
You know, at this point, game's over. Just get out here, stay healthy, get ready for your final game.
Burdette gets set, little handoff to Schneider. Schneider fighting his way, trying to get in the end zone. Going to be stopped short at about the 7-yard line of Valencia.
Really, it looks like Cypress can take a knee, 2 knees, and that'll be it.
Best formation in football?
Victory formation.
You know, looking down the Cypress sideline, you know one of the unsung heroes is Matthew Doyle. He lugs all that camera equipment and video equipment with him. He's a genius on the computer. He's in charge of huddle and all that.
That's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, look at him working away right now, getting all that stuff packed up and ready to go. Snyder again takes the handoff, runs straight up the middle. Oh, going to be marked just shy of the end zone. That's a 1. Clock is ticking away. Centurions are starting to line up on the 50.
That'll be it.
That's going to end the game as the clock is going to tick away. Hey, special thanks to our wonderful production crew, our director and producer, Mr. Dean Delgado, enabling us to bring you this game tonight. So Cypress is going to move to 9-0, and let's see what happens tomorrow night. Green Lutheran and Tustin. Will there be a 9-0 showdown?
I want that 9-0 versus 9-0.
Once again, on behalf of Mo Patios and the Cypress High School football program, thank you for joining us this evening. Take care and God bless.